Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and this is Eddie Marcus again. This message is dedicated to those 600 of you who have decided that you subscribe to me, and up until this point, you have not removed me. So I want to say thank you, and I call you my family. And I'd like to share with you something that's what is kind of personal, the kind of stuff that you will share with your family, perhaps, that you wouldn't just share with everyone else. And the reason I call you my family is because you'll understand, because you're walking in a circle of light. You know, as we grow up, we experience a lot of things that are similar as people, and some of those things are unique for us. I'm reminded just the other day there was an accident. I think that accident occurred, well, I'm not sure, but it involved a 18-wheeler and a van. I think the van had, well, at least 9 people or more. I'm not sure about the number. And this 18-wheeler, they interconnected, and death. 9 people were dead. Now, out of that, and that included the trucker. Usually the trucker, 18-wheeler, don't usually get killed. But here's something that was unique about that incident, ladies and gentlemen. The report indicated that there was one amongst them, I think he was 2 years old, a toddler, or 2 months old, 2 something. And he was taken to the hospital without hurt or harm. Now, to me, to you, that was a chosen situation for that child. That child was chosen as a testimony. That child is a testimony. That child has a testimony to tell. But the fact that that child is still alive, survived an incident as damaging as this, is a testimony within itself for those who can understand and receive testimonies. That happened to me. Not that particular incident, but one that's similar. And it was just as divine. That was my introduction to the Spirit of God. I grew up in the church like a lot of people. Went through the routine stuff. You hear the preacher, Sunday school lesson, have you study the Bible, all that work. And it was all of that, but it didn't really mean anything to me. I had a spiritual engagement with God, or the Spirit of God, or that which is not man, which was good, which was loving. And that took me to a different level of God, a level that I never had before, a level that I'm confident that the people of this nation don't have. Many of us do and don't know it. Many of us have and rejected it. And many of us just haven't. And so I come to tell you that was my responsibility. I was chosen to do this, to tell you, to explain to you, to help you realize that you are walking according to deception. Deception. I'm going to jump ahead and come back. In America, the Democrats and others realize that Donald Trump and the MAGA group is deceiving people. They realize that. Okay. The other people don't. So, leave that alone. My message to you is that the whole entire human population is walking to deception. And just like those who are walking with Donald Trump who don't know it, the people of the world don't know it. And so it is incumbent upon those who have been selected and given the knowledge. It was given. We didn't earn it. We don't deserve it any more than you, but God gave it to us. And we are here to tell you that God is real. And God doesn't operate like this. God is of love. God doesn't rip you off. God doesn't con you. God doesn't turn you into a crook. But God is giving you the opportunity to prove or to choose whatever you want to be. Do you want to be wonderful, or do you want to be miserable? Now, the things that would make us wonderful, if they are denied, will make us miserable. I have said to you, ladies and gentlemen, once you know God, God will protect you. God will protect you. I've known that I had to go to some extreme measures to try to get your attention, because I don't speak the stuff that you hear in the churches. In fact, once the churches hear me speaking, they tell me they can't let me do that because I don't speak what they speak. And when it comes down to government, well, I speak of good stuff, beautiful stuff, and government don't want to hear that. Now, if I was Donald Trump or someone like Donald Trump, they let you hear that because they can make money off of it, big time. See, that's another sign. But what I'm trying to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, is here's the con game. From the time I made up my mind that it was time for me to love you, and that I was never going to let anything stop me, I was convinced that I would never have to worry about anything. I tell you that the way of life is that when you have connected in the right way, that your career is your duty, your function, your obligation to society, and it is that which gives you your greatest joy, which means it's divine. And everything that you want, need, or desire that has been made by the hands of man is just there for a blessing to you to acquire it at your leisure whenever you decide, need, or want. Just that plain, just that simple. When I was in the military, Ronald Reagan was president. Now, you know, people of white, people who had a little prosperity and conservative, loved Ronald Reagan. Even Democrats loved him. Maybe they loved him because he was an actor. Whatever the reason was, they loved him. But as far as making policy, Ronald Reagan did some crazy things when it came down to people of color, poor nations. He was not that great. In fact, I was in the Navy, and I was so embarrassed to walk around in that uniform, to be around people who were suffering. And I'm walking around like I'm great big America, all of this and all of that. So I protested. I refused to take orders. I refused to take orders, and eventually was released from the Navy with a other than honorable separation, which was not what I was trying to get. I was trying to get an other than honorable separation. I wanted to say to not just America, but to the world, that what I know and how it benefits people is so much more wonderful than this stuff that we have been introduced to, that I'd rather have a dishonorable separation from the military as a sign of my commitment to what I'm saying to you, that you might understand how worth it and important it is. Now, that you didn't ask me to do that. I did it because I wanted to do it. I did it because I was led to do it. Then I've been going to jail, put in the brig in the Philippines, semi-brig in Japan. But in those places, ladies and gentlemen, were the best times of my life. Came back here in this country, running for office for every level I possibly could, sharing the same message that I've been putting out. You haven't heard it, but I got 40 years of publications out here somewhere, DVDs, CDs, YouTube, Facebook, MySpace, you name it, telling you this message. And God has been blessing this message. What I mean by that, it has not changed. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know this, how God works. How God works. I'm a black man in America. I represent descendants of slaves, the second-class citizen still. And I'm in a nation where the most important thing, we say it's life, but it's not. It's the pursuit of life, and that is getting money. Getting money. You see, excuse me, want you to know. And the truth is, you have made everything for us, for one another. The resources are given by God. We doing what we love makes everything for one another that we'll ever want to need to desire. And that's it. Bottom line. But the world say, no, 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 no. That world means they want to take over. The world want to be like people who you don't know what I'm talking about. You might, I don't want you to think about the Bible because you can't go that far. But the world wants you to be like, to give power to people like Donald Trump. Give power to people like Putin. Give power to people that will kill you, that threaten to kill you, that will beat your family up if you don't act like they your boss. That's the world's way. That's America. That's every nation on the face of the earth act like that. Now some of them are so smooth you don't know it. In fact, most people in the particular nations don't know it. That's their excuse for going along with it. And it's still just as bad for them not to know it. But the truth of the matter is, it's all deception. And my message to you is that it is just that. The results of what you got, as you've heard me say a million times, Trump and his folks, they came out of America. The fact that the black folks are still second-class citizens, that's out of America. The fact that other things so negative, it's all in America. Stuff that America has not fixed. And having left that open, it has turned into the kind of cancer that has expressed itself in America the way it is, that has expressed itself all over the world the way it is. But the truth comes to set you free from that, to tell you that you can turn this stuff loose. You can, if you want to, you can vote for your leaders, but any smart person would hope that your leader wouldn't be somebody that's trying to take you to hell. Any smart person would hope that your leader would be someone that's just trying to be better than what you've been conditioned to, that your leader would be someone that's really not just want to get the best that's possible for you, but know how. And is connected to the knowledge and willing. And that you wanted it, that you would play the part in making it possible for it to happen. So, when you choose to say that or do that, then that's what you got. So, for me, I mentioned that to you because that's what I have done. I've done everything I possibly can because I love the life of living on earth as is in heaven. I love it. Right now, the only way I can experience it is spiritually and in my head. And I love it. And I want it so much for us. But I'm living in a world that cares nothing about it. In fact, they want money so much till everything they do, they have some means, some way of making money. They'll rob you at every corner. Everything they do for you, that, the nation, everybody wants more money. Now they're trying to, I was thinking about the other day, I saw a chicken. It was on the telly. The chicken was about this big, and they were talking about what this chicken was fed. Then they talked about another chicken. That chicken was like this. And they were talking about what that chicken was fed. And the stuff that chicken fed that made more meat, that made poor people buy that big chicken because it gave them more meat. But that chicken, the stuff that made them so big is the stuff that killed the people that's eating them. And so you see people trying to live and killing themselves at the same time. So that to me is sickening. And when I walk around here and I see people listening to the telly and they're talking about Donald Trump, a man who has messed over this nation at every turn, who has spoken out publicly that if he gets back in office, he plans to kill or do whatever he has to do to brutalize and abuse people. He is a man walking around here in Freedom of America telling you that if you give me the power, this is what I'm going to do to you. Well, just think about this. If he would do that to you, if he had the power, think about here, how much of that will he do to you without the power? How much of that will he do to you without the power? Well, that's what he's been doing all the time to America without the power. And now he's trying to get the power till he can take it to where it's really at. And I look around me and I see American citizens by the, I guess, hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions, talking about this is who we want. This is the man that can save us. I know, I've been telling you we're in hell. I can see no worse. And this is the best evidence, however, that this hell. I said that to say this, how good God is. That food that I've been eating over the years and the time that I've been living has taken a toll on me, and it's going to take care of me. In fact, all of us die from something. We just keep on living. We gonna die from some cancer or some this or some that, and it's all boy. And our health care is not qualified to deal with it because we don't have the divine health care. We got the health care trying to make money. So I got a procedure that's coming up in about 15 or 20 days. Now, many of you know I've had a heart attack. So I had a stress test the other day, echocardiogram, without going up the stairs and stuff like that. They want to determine how strong my heart is. So they put me through that echo, that MRI machine, you know, and did some stuff to me where they send that dye in you. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm telling you, I went through some terrible stuff. I mean, I thought about the time I had that heart attack. It did not stress me like what I was going through that echo. And I'm lying there and I'm thinking, now they put this thing in my hand so if need be I can squeeze it. That'll get their attention if I want to get their attention. Otherwise, so I'm just taking this stuff and it's getting me, and I'm wondering, am I supposed to squeeze this thing, let them know that this thing is out of sight, or am I just supposed to take it? So I said, I guess I'm supposed to take it if I can take it. Anyway, I took it. Ooh, but that heart attack seems to be much easier and lighter than that. But the purpose again is to see how strong my heart is. Will I be able to withstand the procedure that I'm going to do in a couple of days? Well, I was thinking about that, ladies and gentlemen. I was really thinking about it because I was thinking about the baby that was falling in that van that survived. I was thinking about comparing that to my situation. And I'm thinking about the life, what I've been doing, and I'm thinking about what wonderful God has been to me, and I'm thinking about what I came here to do, and to share that message to you so that you could use that message if you would. And it will liberate you. It would free you to have an understanding that will wake you up, take you places you never knew about. I've done that. But now I can't do any more than that except walk to that dictate myself. But I can't do anything for you except, you know, if you following that information, then it'll take you where you need to go. But if you're not following that information, then it'll just be some strange stuff you just pass up. But for me, because I got to go into this procedure, you know, with this operation, they're going to have to put me to sleep. I told my wife the other day, they have to put me to sleep. And if by chance my heart is not strong enough, I won't wake up. I would have escaped this hell. Man, you think, because I used to think about Michael Jackson. I mean, I'm not saying that Michael wanted to go. I'm sure he didn't. But I'm just thinking about it. If he was asleep, and he just didn't come back, I can imagine. And so I'm thinking, everybody would love to go to sleep. Go to sleep just dreaming, and don't wake up. Without having to go through all this sickness and stuff. I mean, a lot of people want to wake up. They want to know they're going to die because there's some arrangement they want to make, some things they want to do. But if you got your knowledge and understanding, your life is like that, making sure that every day is the day. And so I look at this day of this procedure. Is it going to be that blessing for me? My kids are all adults. I've lived a long time. I've seen a lot of stuff. I've seen the beginning, the middle, and I'm even over the hill. And really, I don't see anything worth selling my soul out to do or to repeat or to say is fine. What I mean by selling my soul out is by saying the way we do things on this earth is okay. The pain and suffering, I put it this way, the prosperity that people feel, the ability to do the kind of things that they do and will continue to do is justifiable even to those that suffer. No, I can't ever go over there. God didn't go over there. That ain't right. And so, since I really can't impact that any more than I already have, then America, to me, is what is going on. Is pure D hell. I understand the young people and everybody's having fun. I understand all of that. I understand the devil. I understand deception. I understand how that crap works. But I also know liberation. And I choose liberation. So, if I'm blessed to go in there and have this procedure, and I don't wake up, I want everybody who hears my voice to celebrate with me. Just celebrate with me, because it will be celebratory. Really, it would. And how I want you to do it is maybe find one of my videos or talk with somebody who you know, who might be familiar, and get yourself some cookies, and a little cup of ice cream, and some Kool-Aid, and observe the message that I bring, or just talk about anything that's relative to what this basic human rights is all about, and enjoy this Kool-Aid, enjoy this cookies and this ice cream. When I was a boy, I used to dream with my uncle, and we would come out the cotton field picking cotton, and we'd sit under the plum tree in the shade on a Saturday evening eating cookies.